Hello there, and welcome back to my daily lesson about A Course in Miracles. Today we have another powerful and revealing lesson. Today is lesson 18, and the main idea is I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my sin. This lesson emphasizes the interconnectedness of our minds and the shared nature of our experience. The lesson invites us to recognize that how we see things has an impact not only on ourselves but also of others. By acknowledging our power to affect others, we can cultivate a sense of responsibility and compassion in our thinking. The idea for today is another step in learning that the thought which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. It also emphasized the idea that minds are joined, which will be given increasing stress later on. This is what I like the most for this course, because all the lessons that we have done before are connecting. And here says that our minds are all interconnected, because of course the first thing is the thought. So in previous lesson we saw I have no neutral thought, and the next lesson it was I see no neutral things. And now this lesson is saying that we are not the only one having that experience about what we see. That is because all our minds are interconnecting, and wherever we see or think, it has an effect to others, not just only for us. I know that in the first time that you listen this or that you see this is like a very stressful, but then you can use to be more comfortable with this idea. That's why we are practicing this, and it's amazing. For me, it's amazing. Today ideas does not refer to what you see as much as to how you see it. Therefore, the exercise for today emphasizes this aspect of your perception. The 3 or 4 practice periods which are recommended should be done as follows. Look about you, selecting subject for the application of the idea for today as randomly as possible, and keeping your eyes on each one long enough to say, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see, and you put something. Conclude each practice period by repeating the more general statement. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my sin. A minute or so, or even less, will be sufficient for each practice period. I want to highlight about this lesson that our perception is not private, is sharing with another ones, because our minds are connecting. So that means that we don't have private thought. If we are thinking in one person, in some point, in some level, that person is receiving our thought. Maybe he is in a different level, and he or she, could be whatever, is not aware, but we are interconnecting. The more aware that we are about this, the more aware we are about our thoughts, and we are creating that for me, that is very, very powerful to know. And of course, like a freedom also, because you have the chance to change your thoughts, and instead of create thought from fear, you can create thought from freedom, happiness. So practice the idea 3 or 4 times during the day, 1 minute each one or less if it's too stressful. And let me know in the comment how do you go with this lesson, and what do you think about the lesson. Is difficult for you, is challenging? Let me know, whatever. So remember, I'm not alone in experience the effect of how I see, could be in this case the lesson about A Course in Miracle, but I'm not alone in experience the effects of my sin. And you can do this idea again. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see, I don't know, my stressful job, which is not, it's just an example because I love my job. I'm not alone in experiencing the effect of my sin. And do this with any idea that you have in your mind. Just repeat it as much as you can. Okay, that is all for today. See you tomorrow in the next lesson. Bye bye.